Hi guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show. I'm your host, Krazy Kajeevie, with no fears, limits, or substitutes, the bad boy of James Bond. You would even say the Andrew Tate top G of James Bond. Now, what is this episode all about? This is just a calm, relaxed episode where I'm going to sit and talk to you guys about just a whole bunch of stuff, probably random stuff that I come up with. I'm drinking a Bailey's with milk with some ice in here as well. Now, it's New Year's Eve in Australia. I think it's just past 9 p.m. So there's a few hours to go till the new year officially kicks in. Do I have a set repertoire of what I want to talk about here? No, not really. There are a few things, but what I do encourage you guys to do is just sit back with a nice Bailey's or a drink of your preference, what you like, maybe a vodka martini shaken, not stirred, to bring in the new year and just sit back. Let's chill like we're friends. Let's just hang out like we're buddies and let's just talk. Let's talk about the new year. It's not always going to be about James Bond in this video. I am, though, going to cover my hopes and expectations and dreams for the James Bond franchise going forward for 2023. I'm also going to give my predictions of what I think's going to happen with James Bond in 2023, and I'm also going to show you very soon my favorite collector piece that I collected in 2023. Now, before I do that, and then I'm going to go into a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Before I do that, what I want to do overall is just really thank you guys. Just thank the loyal supporters, as I said in my last video, which was on Christmas Day. I love you guys, and it's not rhetoric. I sincerely love you guys. I want to thank my loyal supporters, friends, and members. I want to thank especially Nicholas Lopez, one of my dearest friends in the James Bond community. I love you to bits, my friend. I know you'll see this. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, man, I love you like a brother. You are family to me, and I thank you so much for all your admin duties that you do at our Facebook group, James Bond Fans with Love. If you guys haven't joined James Bond Fans with Love, go and do it. I myself am not there anymore. I'm still an admin and still the godfather of the group, but I'm off Facebook for personal reasons, and I'm going to speak a bit more about that and life and what I want to do with my life in 2023 in just a moment. Gershwin J. Quintine, you're my black brother from another mother, and yeah, apparently, I get accused of being racist because I want James Bond to stay white, and one of my dearest, closest friends is a proud black man from Trinidad and Tobago who also wants James Bond to remain white. And then there's my dear friend Andrew Chang, who I've gotten to know this year. And I just want to thank you, Andrew, as well, for your admin duties. 3 loyal admins. We lost someone during the year who decided for whatever reason that they didn't want to be part of our collective Bond family and group, and I wish that person well, actually, and the best of, if he's watching this, he knows who he is, and I wish you, despite whatever took place or whatever's going on with you in your mind, I wish you all the best. One thing I want to do is give a shout out to a very, very dear friend. I'm going to choose my words carefully here because I just want to fill this person still with hope. But my good friend, Joseph. Okay, I'm not going to say Joseph's surname for reasons. He just likes to keep private. You know what? I'll use his ulterior surname because that's what you guys at James Bond Fans would love, and many people here at the James Bond Show will know him as, and that's Joseph Baroni. Well, my good friend Joe, who's been a long-time James Bond fan and a good friend of mine for over 5 years, is in the fight of his life. Okay, so he has a horrific illness which takes over the body and the nervous system and everything very quickly. I'm going to try and just hold myself together as I talk about this because I can already feel the pain and tears coming on, but I want to be strong for Joe, and also I want to give a huge shout out to Anthony. I'll just refer to you guys as Anthony Baroni and Joseph Baroni. You guys know why I'm doing that. And Anthony is Joe's nephew. Joe is his uncle Joe. Anthony, so Joe is Anthony's uncle. And Anthony, thank you so much for the emails, keeping me in the loop with everything that's happening with Joe. Joe, I just want to send you a big message. Mate, I absolutely love you from the bottom of my heart. You were a massive friend at James Bond Fans with Love. Hold strong. I know what you're going through. I don't physically know, but hold strong. We love you. We miss you there at the group. And thank you for your friendship. It's been incredible. One thing Joe did for me back in 2017, I was going through a really hard period as one of my beloved pets was dying horribly. He had been poisoned, and it was a really, really tough time. But to try and cheer myself up, I finally, after years of trying, sourced incredible piece that you probably can't see it, but it's a brown suit Thunderball sideshow statue made of polystone. And I actually got it. This is a crazy story. A lovely woman who's a former Canadian Olympic luger had it for sale. And she sold it to me, gave it to me for a fantastic price. Really lovely woman. And it was going to cost $500 just to send it from Canada to Australia. So it was going to be about $300 cheaper if I sent it to America, and then from America it came to me here in Australia. So the first person I went to was Joe, my dear friend Joe, and I got on the buzzer to Joe. I said, "Hey Joe, can you help me out with this? Do you reckon we could have this sent to you, and then can you send it to me and I'll repay you?" And Joe is just the best. He's like, "Yeah, sure, Steve, not a problem." Joe, I've sent Joe a few gifts and presents and prizes and things before because he basically used to win. I still owe him a Spectre poster, but he used to win pretty much everything in our competition because the guy is so funny, and he would always leave great quotes. And when we would have like, caption of the week and whatever, he'd win those comps. Very clever guy, so funny and politically incorrect, and that's why I love you, Joe, and that's why so many people on that group love you. So anyway, it was sent to Joe from this lovely Olympian luger, and then sent to me. And Joe, you're just the best. And Joe would always come to me for advice for anything about James Bond. And then one day suddenly, the messages on Messenger just stopped from him. And then I tried to hunt him down and find out what was going on, and I hadn't been on Facebook for a while. And then eventually I got in contact with someone. They got me onto Anthony, and Anthony and Joe are big fans of the James Bond show, and I thank you guys for being subscribers here. So yeah, he means the world to me. So thank you so much, Joe. Thanks, Anthony. Joe, from all of us at James Bond Fans with Love, and from me here at the James Bond show, I love you, mate. Stay strong. Keep up the good fight. And this is for you, buddy. And please let me know in the comments below, Anthony, when you see this, what video I can make for Joe, just to cheer him up and keep him going in tough times. Okay, so next, what I want to do, before I forget, so I'm going to show you my favourite collector piece of this year. I'm just going to put this glass up here. Hopefully I don't knock the camera. Now, this is my favourite piece. Now, I'm not really collecting James Bond anymore. There is one piece that I am going to get. Now, Factory Entertainment have released the new, well, not released, they're about to release into the new year, which is, wow, hours away, Moonraker white laser gun. They're also making a black one, so I am going to get myself, I'm not going to get it, it will be a Factory Entertainment gun obviously, but I'm going to get it through a company here in Australia, which saves me on postage and everything else. But overall, I'm not collecting anymore. Now, what I'm about to tell you guys will probably break a few people's hearts, because I put up the Casino Royale Omega cards. I put them up for sale. I had so many people contacting me on eBay, from eBay about them. "Oh, will you accept this? Will you accept this? Will you accept this? Will you?" And so many people wanted me to separate the group, and I didn't want to separate them at all. And then there was part of me like, I don't really need to, and I don't really want to sell my collection. I don't need to, so I'm kind of going to hang on to it. And then I got an offer the other day. Someone contacted me. They really want it. And I thought, you know what? I just want them to go to a good home. And I'm reinvesting the money into my house. And a massive part of what I'm planning for 2023, I'll talk about in a moment. But it is all about two key things, which I'll get to in a moment. But one of those is about just investing in my home and really working around the house to do some goals, which I'll talk to more in a moment. So I sold the Casino Royale cards, the big Omega cards. I sent them off yesterday with also a Quantum of Solace metal kind of plate Omega advertising sign. Little booklet. I threw in some goodies to the buyer, and hello buyer, because I know you're going to be watching this, and yeah, and I hope he enjoys it. But you know, if Big Chief makes any more dolls, I will always collect those. So I'll always come out of the collecting closet to collect anything Big Chief do. So with no further ado, let me show you my favorite piece by a country mile of 2022, and this is the Big Chief Sean Connery James Bond from Dr. No doll. Now some people may call it a figure, that's fine. I think when it's got material and it's like this, it's a doll, and I'm man enough to say it's a doll. I don't think I've got this open for the batteries, because one of the issues with the Big Chief thing is they come with pretty crappy screws, not all of them but a lot of them, and then you try and unscrew them and literally the screw just like melts as you're doing it, just bends. And so I think this one suffered that fate too. So I also have the Dr. No just sitting up there, and he is fantastic, but this guy, he is incredible. Have a look at that, guys. So yeah, that is my favorite piece, and I'm really hoping that Big Chief still bring out the planned Timothy Dalton. It's going to be, from what I know, a hybrid doll of Timothy Dalton from The Living Daylights. Also, I think it's coming with another head sculpt, so it can turn into, it's going to be in a black tuxedo, Timothy Dalton from License to Kill with the Dracula hairdo, because I know they're making the palm reader gun, the camera gun, so I know they're doing that with it. So yeah, hopefully, I'm praying that happens, and sometime in 2023, hopefully that comes out. So, what are my New Year's resolutions? What are the two things I'm focusing on, not just for the channel, but in general, which I will talk about and show as part of this? Well, in March next year, I know I look quite young, guys, but in March next year, I'm going to be 2 years off 50, and I think I'm overall in pretty reasonable condition and health for a guy that's 2 years off 50, and I look a lot younger than I am. But what my key focus in 2023 is going to be health, and I'm talking about hardcore crazy health. So I'm going to do, I've got some junk food, and I've got some chicken burgers and some alcohol, and I've got stuff like that for the new year in the first week, maybe into the second week of 2023. I'm not going to throw it in the bin. I'm not going to chuck it out. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to embrace it. Once that's gone and all eaten, then everything's going to change. So you guys are definitely going to see a massive change here. I'm into a guy called Don Tolman and his son called Tyler Tolman. If you haven't followed them or their teachings on organic raw whole foods, then I heavily suggest that you guys get into them if you want to know about health. And people say to me, what's your secret? You know, a guy up the road tonight, I went to the shops, and he said, you're nearly 50. He goes, you know, what's your secret? And I'm like, well, I don't smoke. I rarely ever drink. I drink a lot of water. I don't use sunscreens either. Sunscreens are absolutely toxic. Unless they're organic, don't ever use sunscreen. And you'll hear this advice, save your skin from UVs and use sunscreen. No, don't use sunscreen, because sunscreen is full of petroleum jelly. And you're putting that petroleum jelly base into your skin and letting the UV rays burn it into your blood. And the number one cause of skin cancer, I guarantee you, is doing that. And to prove it, Australia is the number one seller of sunscreen and user in the world per capita of population. And guess what's the number one country in the world with skin cancer? Australia. So there you go. If you want to look after your skin and not get skin cancer, eat organic raw whole foods, fruits and vegetables within season, without chemicals and crap, and stop living off supermarket foods from the shelves with preservatives and garbage in them. And stop smoking, stop drinking, and look after yourself. So what I'm going to do is, I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to build muscle. I want to lose weight. I want to completely clean out my system. So within the first 2 weeks, getting to around that 2-week mark of this new year, I'm going to be doing a 14-day cleanse where I'm literally going to do 2 days of water drinks with organic psyllium husk and bentonite clay and water. And the bentonite clay is literally mud. It goes into your organic, it goes into your, I'm tired and hot and sweaty here, goes into the alimentary canal, into your colonic tract, and it acts like a magnet, and it grabs all the toxicity from medications, leftover chicken and beef and stuff that the body hasn't fully processed because of preservatives, and it drags it all out on day 3 when you do a disgusting salt flush water drink. And I hate that, but it's worth it. Then the next 10 days is on nothing but pulse, raw organic pulse, which is actually from the Holy Bible, the book of Daniel. It's the sacred meal that Daniel ate. He and his 3 little mates, Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, whatever. I always stuff their names up. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then from there, it's literally going to be water drinks literally through this year. It's going to be water, water, water. It's going to be lemon drinks with water every morning. Lots of organic psyllium husk for fiber, and like 2 to 4 eggs a day. And juicing, green juicing, literally green juicing. Everything as raw as possible, and eating within season, and with a lot of weight training around that. So still to build up the muscle, drop the fat. Ideally, I want to get to around 82 to 84 kgs, where I'm probably sitting at about 95 now. What people don't realize, when people kind of meet me, they get shocked with actually how big I am. The camera doesn't show that I'm actually a big guy. I sit kind of like this. I don't, like some morons, I don't flex my arms and do all that crap, but I'm actually quite a big guy in real life. I'm on 6'1", nearly 6'1", and my shoulder, I'm very wide across here. It's because I sit like this, but when I do this, you see that I'm actually reasonably big dude. So I want to get bigger, more built, but I want to get cut as well. So yeah, that's what I want to do, guys. So the first thing is about health, because I just feel at my age I need to clean house and really focus on that, mentally, spiritually, physically. I mean, everything starts with the body. You are what you eat. Second goal for me in 2023, guys, and thanks for listening to all this. And please, what I really want you guys to do in the comment section, I want you to write in there, what is your goal? Not so much Bond related, put that in there as well, and your hopes and your expectations for James Bond, which we'll get to in a moment since this is a James Bond channel. But what are your New Year's resolutions? What are your hopes and your dreams? Like realistic, 1 to 3. 1, 2, 3, what are you planning on doing for 2023 to make it a good year for yourself and potentially your family as well? So my second thing, which I'll probably discuss in about 30 seconds, is my house. So like I said, I just want to reinvest, really work on my house. I bought a big rock waterfall this year. I want to get that installed. I finally want to get my golf putt. I want to put a golf putt in. I'm putting bamboo slats up on the fencing, and I want to turn my outdoor area literally into just a zen Hawaiian tropical garden of like luxury and beautiful, make it beautiful. Also new carpets, new painting as well, painting everything. So that's a plan, the house this year. It's one of my plans. Okay, now I'm going to get on to what you probably all really want to hear, is my thoughts on James Bond and my expectations. What will 2023 bring? Well, okay, it's a tricky one because potentially Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson are doing more than they're letting on. Okay, I am still worried about certain words that have come out of their mouths, like reinvention, and at the end of the day, as my regular subscribers will know, I don't give a rat's ass about political correctness or whatever. And in this world, I mean, people like Andrew Tate are getting kicked off Facebook, YouTube. He was previously kicked off Twitter. He's a real G. That guy's a top G. He's a real life James Bond. And he's getting kicked off these platforms because of misogyny. Because apparently he's a misogynist. If you actually listen to the man talk, he is brilliant. Do I agree with 100% everything that comes out of his mouth? No. One thing I don't agree with him is one of his jobs, but it's done paying taxes, it's all done legally and legit. And now they've recently arrested him, then they released him, and now apparently they've arrested him again, and they're going to keep him apparently held for 30 days, right? That is what I've warned a lot of people about. This is the New World Order elites that have come after this guy, and they want him off camera. They want him, but he's blown up. Ever since they banned him, everyone else has run videos of him, and he's blown up and he's huge. And what's his crime? He's apparently a misogynist. Now they've made up this absolute lie, this absolute garbage, saying that he apparently attempted rape and was holding some woman or two women hostage at his place. The guy is worth $500 million, can have any woman he wants, and as he and his brother even said, they weren't even good looking, these girls. They weren't being kept hostage. He's so honest about everything. But the people that want James Bond dead are the same people that want people like Andrew Tate away from people like you, so you don't love being a man. You don't want to be masculine, right? These people want to emasculate us. They want men to think they're women, mentally to think we're trans and stuff like that. And they want women to think that they're men and men to think that they're women, and they want to confuse little children. And that's what's going on. And of course, no other James Bond show will discuss that. You may think, well, that's fair enough because it's a James Bond channel. Well, no, because you know why? I see you guys as almost like an extended family, my subscribers. And if I can wake up one or two people to the truth, then I'll do that. And people need to wake up that there is, as Andrew Tate calls it, the Matrix, which is really the Freemason, Illuminati. They exist. They are very real. What does Illuminati mean? Simple. Illuminati means illuminated by the light of Lucifer, Satan, who these people worship. And these are the people that want you to take toxic Fauci jibby jab juice, and they want their new world order. And when you speak about this stuff, you get banned and shelved and whatnot and called toxic, blah, blah, blah. So we need people in this world like Andrew Tate. Now, I don't agree that he makes money on a webcam business where women apparently take off their clothes and talk to people on the other line. I don't agree with that. But I don't agree with that just as much as I don't agree with fans only. I've never been on it. I've never subscribed to it. I've never even seen it on my phone or whatever. But I've heard about it, and from what I've heard about, it's apparently disgusting where chicks go on there for money and they strip or take their clothes off or something. So I don't agree with what Tate does, makes his money in that way, but he also makes his money, it's all legitimate and legal, including apparently 10 or 11 casinos in Romania. So they're trying to get anything fake on this guy because they want to eradicate the truth, because they want to get in people's minds. Now, you may love James Bond, and that's great, but don't let James Bond or who's going to be the next Bond or who's the best tennis player in the world or who's going to win the Super Bowl. Don't let any of that distract you from what is really going on. Keep your body autonomy, keep wise, and the greatest thing you can do for yourself is pick up the Bible. Seriously, just pick it up. Even if you're Hindu, if you're Jewish, whatever, pick it up, read it, study it, see if Jesus is real. Look for yourself, and then look at all the Bible prophecies that have come true. And I guarantee you guys, you're going to, go to a whole new level and understanding and realize how loved you are, and how real the Bible is and the prophecies in it are real. And, out of love, I need to sit here and say that instead of go on about, ooh, what would Goldeneye have been like if Dalton was in it? Better anyway, but hey, that's for another video. You know what I'm saying? So if I can use this channel sometimes just to speak about real stuff in life, then I'll absolutely do that. Okay, so expectations of James Bond. Now, let's be honest, No Time to Die should have come out at the end of 2019 if these guys really were a bit more awake, right? But the fact is they finished filming No Time to Die at the end of 2019, and then we had a pandemic. So if you look at that, 1919, 20, 21, 22, we're going into 2023. So I believe if they keep that in consideration, I think we will get a new James Bond actor. The actor will be announced. My tip is we're going to get the next Bond, Bond 26. I believe we're going to get that in 2024. I believe we're going to get an announcement of the next James Bond in 2023. I believe that Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, etc. There's rumours about Christopher Nolan that yes, he's definitely going to come on board. I've heard those rumours. I mean, those rumours are going around for years, but apparently it's all going to happen. And of course, the guy that I just think is completely inappropriate for James Bond, Alex Taylor Johnson, formerly as Kick-Ass. And he's worked with Chris Nolan before, so that's all going around as well. But you got to take all that with a big pinch of salt. I personally want Aidan Turner to be James Bond. I think Henry Cavill will be the Bond that we kind of, a lot of people are going to say should have been Bond, but we never got him. And I think other production companies should really wake up, should wake the freak up and make a new spy adventure with Henry Cavill. Keep it simple, gadgets, shove gadgets, put in the locations, and make it a James Bond ripoff. Do it. It's free money sitting there. And I mean, look at Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is huge. Also, what I think is going to be, I want to give a prediction on Mission Impossible that will be released next year. So it's Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think that's going to be the biggest box office hit. I'm not sure if Avatar 3 is going to be released at the end of next year. If it is, then that will be the big hit. If it's coming out in 2024, then that will be the big hit. But if not, I think, I think the new Mission Impossible film, I think it will be the first Mission Impossible film to gross over $1 billion. And I think the reason that will happen is because of the love Top Gun Maverick got, and Chris McQuarrie, who's directing these Mission Impossible films, was also the producer and a co-writer on Top Gun Maverick because he's Tom Cruise's best buddy. And I think Tom Cruise has now got, he's like reinvented himself in a way. He's never ever truly gone away or anything like that. But I think people have rediscovered their love for Tom Cruise because they respect him. No one does what Tom Cruise does. Doesn't matter if you hate the guy or what you think of Scientology or him jumping on a couch for love, whatever, right? The guy is a freak in the best way. He is awesome. He loves his fans, and he and his team are just making unbelievable films. And he's rubbing James Bond in our face. He's got a little yellow car in there. He's doing bike stunts that are going to make, like, I think the parachute stunt from Spy Who Loved Me look pretty lame. So yeah, I think because of all this love he's got, especially for Top Gun Maverick, because of Top Gun Maverick, I think first Mission Impossible film is going to be huge. So that's the one film I'm really looking forward to next year, and can't wait to see that in gold class. My prediction is Bond will be announced, the new actor will be announced in September or October next year, and I think they'll start filming James Bond 26 next year. My prediction is, and hope, is that they'll actually probably start filming early December, late November, early December next year, have a break over Christmas, go into the new year and go back to what they used to do. I think there's a director that a lot of people aren't looking at, and when you think about it, it's absolute logical. I actually think the director, if there isn't some deal and plan with Christopher Nolan, I think the next director is going to be Joji Fukunaga. Why not? No one's talking about him. He just directed No Time to Die. He saved their bacon. He's a very accomplished director. I think the stuff about him and, apparently some girl he assaulted or whatever, I think that's water under the bridge now, gone away, or maybe potentially was a bunch of bullshit too. So any man, whether they're a woke lefty like him or whatever, can also be the target of, accusations that aren't true. So yeah, I think he's absolute Monty for the job, because they probably feel like they owe him anyway. I think they all get on well with him, and why not see what he can do with a reboot? No Time to Die, the action was great. Obviously Alexander Witt, the second unit director, who I think should be the next. I'd love to see him direct a Bond film. I think he would be perfect to direct a Bond film, but I think Joji Fukunaga, especially with the emotional stuff that Barbara and Michael still apparently want to do, I think Fukunaga is an obvious choice. He's done it. They know what he can do. He's also a good writer. Why not bring him back? And I have a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen. So hopefully that will happen next year. And I'm still really hopeful for Aidan Turner. I still don't think he's a big enough name or a big name around the world, so he can be melded into James Bond. Cavill's no chance. I don't think Alex Taylor Johnson's going to happen at all. I just can't see Babs being into him. So I think, a few surprises will be there. Hopefully they go back to Ian Fleming. My personal thing is I would love, as I've talked about before, guys, I would love to see them just do the novels. Just go back to the novels. Forget Casino Royale. Obviously, a classic was made in 2006. Go back to Live and Let Die and just go through the novels, and then give us a proper Moonraker that's actually by the novels, close to. That's what I'd love to see happen. Film for the year for me, so kind of slightly away from Bond. I almost, because No Time to Die was released in November last year, it almost seems still like a 2022 film in a way, and I've watched it 8 times since its release. I think 3 or 4 times at the cinema and all the other times on Blu-ray. Still love it. Still love No Time to Die, but film for me by a country mile, no surprise here, was Top Gun Maverick, and I've got it on Blu-ray, and it's fantastic. Also this year, a lot of people are saying, good riddance to 2022, and it was a really bad year. To me, I don't think it was. 2022 hasn't been a bad year. I had my contract for the job I loved. I worked with this company for 6 years. I loved my job. I loved the people I worked with. And I had my contract torn up on me and paid out to see you later, go away in March this year. Why am I sharing that? I'm sharing that because I got nothing to hide. And so that was one of the worst things, 2 equal worst things that happened to me this year. And you get up, you move on, you brush yourself off, and you move on. And it's inspired me to start my own business this year. I don't know 100% what. I know one little side business that I'm starting. But also I really want to start up a business, and Andrew Tate has also inspired me with listening to him about making your own money, not being accountable to boss, government, anything like that, just making your own money and doing your own thing, which I do anyway. I mean, I'm not going to go into details of whatever, but within the last 3 days, I've literally 2.5, 3 days, I've made $1,500. So boom, like that. So cash. Not going into it. It's just, I've got things on the side I do. Some people are into shares and stock market, whatever. I'm into something else. I know this pretty well, and I make money off it. So happy days. And that's why I have a fair bit of freedom in my life. Not to mention I own my own place and have a stunning James Bond collection. So I'm doing okay. There's tough times in life for everyone. Sometimes I go through tough times, but I'm still feel like a blessed dude. But I want to work for myself this year. So that's one thing I want to do. Yeah, just got to work out what that is, though. What else can I say? Favourite film was Top Gun. Film I'm still on the fence about was The Batman. I went and saw it at the cinema, nearly 3 hours long. I haven't seen Avatar 2 yet. 100% going to see it at the cinema in 3D. Now, I may watch Avatar in 3D tonight, the original. I want to watch that at home again first before I go to the cinema to see Way of the Water, but I'm definitely going to see that. And I'm a big kid, so I want to see Puss in Boots as well. What else? There's another movie, I think it's called Blueback, about a blueback whale or something like that. It's just, a nice low-budget independent Aussie film I want to go and see as well. But one thing I have been doing this year, and why I haven't let the world or 2022 get on top of me, is I've been watching a lot of films. Just shutting off my phone and watching so many films this year. It's been great. A lot of DVDs, Blu-ray, stuff like that. I don't have Netflix or any of that. I don't see the point in wasting money on it. I love building up a collection of DVDs. So I've been watching lots of films. I got a deal, 2 for $20. You guys are probably going to laugh at me, and I know my mate, Brother Man, aka Andrew. Andrew's going to go, no, don't even watch it, it's trash. He actually told me via Telegram last night, take it back. But I have Jurassic Park Dominion, which I missed out on seeing at the cinema. I had that on Blu-ray. I got that and Moonfall, big dumb Roland Emmerich film. Got that, 2 for $30, so I bought it. And I know they're dumb films, guys, but you know what? I don't always want to watch The Shawshank Redemption or Into the Wild, which is one of my all-time favourite films. Or Saving Private Ryan, again, one of my all-time favourite films. I think, especially when we lived through the last 2-3 years, you got to have a bit of fun. And I love big, dumb, goofy films where you can just eat popcorn and sit back, relax, and have fun. And that's why I think the Roger Moore James Bond films are so loved by people still today, because they're just big, and the Pierce Brosnan films, because you can just have big, goofy fun. What I haven't told you guys is, I did put a still post about it, is when I did my video on Christmas Day, you could probably look at me in the video and go, he didn't look too well. Well, turns out I wasn't. I was feeling quite sick even when I shot that video in the morning. And after I filmed that, I got sicker and sicker and sicker. So I decided to do a COVID test, a rapid antigen test, a RATS test. and I tested positive for COVID. So again, I had an isolation period here at home and watched films and that. But yeah, so I've been really unwell, not horribly unwell. And and the reason I didn't mention before, so the reason I lost my job and they tore up my contract is because I refused to take Fauci's juice. I'm not going to put something like that in my body when I love and care for myself, and let my natural immune system do its thing. So again, for the second time, my immune system did its thing, and I'm here and I'm drinking a Baileys with milk. Oh guys, that is so good. And like I said earlier, I'm going to get massively into health this year anyway. So what films am I looking forward for this new year? Indiana Jones. I'm hoping it's okay. I'm probably going to let others go and see it first and hear if it's really white trash, because I'm worried about the fact Phoebe Waller-Bridge is in it. So hopefully that's all right. Looking forward to Mission Impossible 4. Not 4. Sorry, sorry guys, I'm tired and sweaty here. Mission Impossible, probably 400 now. Dead Reckoning Part 1. Really looking forward to that. Puss in Boots, Avatar as well, which I'm going to see in the new year, obviously. Yeah, the channel's going to change. I did mention that the other day. So the channel is going to change. And I guarantee you, this is a promise. In 2023, the James Bond Show is going to take over. There's been other channels, and there's little channels, and there's some channels that have like 1,500 subs and whatever, but they're dying. They're dying off. They got 1,500 subs or 3,000 subs, and they got 120 views on a video or whatever. They're dying. And because these people don't make enough videos. So, you may think there's top 3, top 4 big channels out there. This channel's important, because I guarantee you that the people that watch this and watch my channels and come to me when the important stuff really comes out, they're going to see this channel in a whole new light in 2023. So I guarantee you that is my third. So health, house, third one is the James Bond Show, taking it to a whole new level with editing, skits, music, sound, the whole lot. So there's going to be a lot to look forward to. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe as well, guys. Also, please drop a like on the video. It helps as always. And leave a comment. Let me know about your New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And how has 2022 been for you? And what are you looking forward mostly in 2023? Well, guys, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me here with this New Year's Eve, casual chat. One thing I will say too, I'm also going through the James Bond novels still. So I think I'm up to Diamonds Are Forever now. So I'm going to continue those, and I will be doing reviews of those. I do want to apologize because I was really sick. I didn't get to do the 2 videos I had planned, and that was Skyfall 10 years on, so that will have to come in the new year, and it will be Skyfall 11 years on. And I also wanted to do a Die Another Day one as well. I've also been looking after the neighbour's kitty cat while the family's away and they've left their son here. He's working, so he didn't go away with his family, and I'm looking after this tiny little kitten, really gorgeous little thing, so I've been looking after him lots. And yeah, so anyway, guys, be safe, whatever you do for New Year's. I'm having a real quiet one and just looking after my pets, because idiots are going to let off firecrackers and stuff soon. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being loyal subscribers. I want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank, of course, Joe Baroni, and send my love to you again, and Anthony Baroni. And Gary Bryant, thank you so much for always being a loyal subscriber here and leaving so many comments. Gary, you're an awesome dude. I want to thank... It's easier, guys, if I know your full, you actually put your real names there instead of like channels like 47 Straight and blah, blah, blah. I want to thank, I think it's Ritra from India. You know who you are. My Hindu buddy, Pick Up a Bible. I want to thank you for watching my videos. Fred Milleron, I think I thanked you before. Thank you so much, Fred. Nicholas Lopez, Gershwin, Andrew, thank you guys too. Elvie, thank you, Elvie, for watching my videos. Also, my dear friend, I'm trying to think of your name, lovely black lady who do your great artwork. Thank you so much also for watching my videos. And anyone I've just missed out because I've had a bit of drink and just I'm really tired and hot at the moment. It's our hot summer here. It's going to be 34 on New Year's Day as well. But thanks, guys. Look forward, seriously. Look forward, no matter how tough or hard things get. The James Bond show is going to be freaking massive and is going to take over the James Bond community platform in 2023. Take that to the bank. I guarantee you, with what's coming, you guys are going to love this channel, and it's gonna blow up. I guarantee you, it's gonna blow up this year because of the content that's gonna be here that no other channel does or can do. And they can't do it, you know why? Because they're not Krazy Kajeevie with no fears, limits, or substitutes. With that, guys, keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me. And stay crazy. Yeah! See ya.